Lengthening the spines, as stated earlier, comes as a courtesy of the three-spined stickleback. These little guys, at least in saltwater species, come in at 4 inches long at a maximum. When not in use, the three spines that give the fish its name sit flush with the body. They are consciously raised and lowered as the fish sees fit, but when applying these to lingbacker, there are some things to note. Because they are being built on the base of the cobia, as opposed to being connected to whatever these things are, their ability to lower is restricted. They can flex a little bit in one direction or the other, but they need to be raised, if slightly, at all times. The pelvic spine will be left unaltered. You'll know how important it is to guard your gut. The spines are useful in a pinch, but the biggest thing the stickleback brings to the table is its bony armor. Lightweight and sharp plates help protect the animal while remaining flexible enough to not cut down on their speed. These things are porous, at least some of its composition is air pockets. Most sources say 30%, but that tends to fluctuate between individuals. What I'm trying to say is their armor is some of the most customizable defense we can come by. Lingbackers sport a slightly more armored build, but the air pocket percentage will be kept slightly higher than average to allow for more flex without compromising structural integrity. Lingbacker is going to be on the move at all times, so this armor doesn't need to be too thick. Her size and movement act as behavioral deterrence enough as it is. To capitalize on the speed Lingbackers packing, the king mackerel makes itself known. It's their teeth that give Ling the ability to end a fight almost instantly. Triangular in shape and tightly packed, these act as a blade that are used to cut deep into prey and, in smaller bait fish, cleave them straight through. Armored opponents would be able to resist this type of attack on their main body, but kings are known to target their prey's fins. Obviously, without these, it's next to impossible for an aquatic creature to move. If suffocation doesn't get them, there's a nasty surprise waiting in the back of Lingbacker's throat. Now, putting hybrids in a hybrid is something I've personally never seen done since Hank. The amount of variables needed to be balanced in order to ensure the animal is stable can be quite the challenge, but when it comes to the red-black drumfish hybrid, it's safe to say that this thing is greater than the sum of its parts. Referred to as a hybrid drum primarily, these fish combine the best traits of red and black drums. They experience a heightened level of growth compared to their parents, which would bring Lingbacker to her adult proportions in a much shorter time. Their pharyngeal jaws are the biggest thing that Lingbacker is packing, though. The parent species are known to feed on vastly different prey. The red is a carnivore with pharyngeal jaws more conical in shape, designed to grip live prey. Black drums feed on tougher shelled prey with their pharyngeals more flat and molar-like. The hybrid drum possesses a jaw structure that combines both. An animal unlucky enough to make it this far down Lingbacker's throat will have anything crushed to an unrecognizable pulp. Now, something like the moray eel would allow for these jaws to extend outward, but then we sacrifice quite a lot of crushing power. The muscles in the mouth can either be used for extension or compaction, not both. Instead, we'll rely on another creature to keep prey from wriggling free. We will be using the dagger-tooth pike conger eel. Honestly, there wasn't really a straight answer to what this thing is called. On the roof of this thing's mouth are some gnarly-looking backwards-oriented teeth. Proportionately quite large, these teeth are used to snatch small fish and crustaceans, so they're clearly strong enough to hold armored prey in place while the pharyngeals work. You know what? There was one thing from the moray that we can use. Ichthyotoxin. This isn't a true poison in the way that lionfish or blue dragons have, rather a protein is incorporated into the blood itself.
Put in a scoop of protein.
Referred to as simply an ichthyotoxin or fish toxin for simplicity's sake. To quote the Tropical Fish magazine, they are among the oldest toxic substances from marine critters known to mankind. Ingesting this compound can result in spasms and heavy breathing, working especially quickly when making contact with the eyes, mouth, or other living tissue. Now tell me, how is it that most marine organisms attack? The green on the chin was an aesthetic choice that wasn't going to be mentioned, but the green coloration in eels is due to a toxic mucus on their skin that turns their otherwise brown skin that vibrant green. Producing a small amount of this near the mouth will induce a slightly venomous bite, but the real purpose of this is just for coloration. Green is one of the last colors to disappear in the water column, so at depth, an opponent would only see a tiny green speck. Most would see this as an easy meal, only to be met by the business end of a much more massive organism. Coming to the end, there was one thing that just felt wrong. The jaws. While yes, the mackerel's teeth are capable of serious damage, there's some level of fragility to them that leave many specimens looking like snaggletooth B-movie monsters. Additionally, the mind of Lead Zichthys was one of a passive filter feeder. Though the rest of Ling's genome give her more and more predatory behavior, most of the animals in her genome target animals much smaller than themselves. Call it a panic button, but we needed to put the Megalodon in here. The inclusion of Earth's largest species of shark not only bolsters Ling back size all the more, but tilts the scale just a little further into seeing larger animals as just another prey source. Ossifying teeth more than they already are help Ling Bagger resist the force she will be putting out with her mouth. If Megalodon hunted like the modern great white, there would have been quite a lot of ramming involved. The teeth of the mackerel will also be made more robust, keeping the blade-like structure but allowing for much more force to be exerted. King mackerel regenerate their teeth over time anyway. Even then, this is not done continually, rather teeth are replaced as they fall out.
Actually, mackerel possess ankylosed teeth, meaning they're connected directly to and grow directly from the jawbone.
This anchors them a little better than initially thought and always ensures that the jaw's got some sort of razor edge.
This keeps the shark tooth conveyor belt thing out of the picture and ensures that developing teeth don't get stuck under those that had yet to shed. With that, we get to the final stats. Though the Megalodon provides a maximum mass estimate, the body shape of the lead allows for the animal to reach lengths somewhat surpassing this component. The full-grown female specimen you see before you comes in at 70 feet long from the tip of her snout to the end of her tail. With the armor in place, she'll end up weighing somewhere around 75 tons. A cruising speed of 11 to 15 miles per hour would put her in line with predicted speeds of lead Zicticendis, far and above those of other marine creatures. She's no super genius, obviously, but when she puts on the turbo boosters and comes charging at you at 30 miles per hour, then you might want to shift your focus from her intelligence to something a little bit more impending.